So do you talk to the ghost?
Do. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, this may totally creep you out.
It looked like a devil. We seen it to this day. I remember seeing skinwalkers where we live, and as we grew older, it was continuous.
They're tough guys, but some police officers saw something that freaked them out, and they captured it on camera.
Prepare yourself for a chilling journey filled with unsettling interactions with mysterious entities, strange occurrences involving unseen forces, and extraordinary sightings of weird creatures. These spine-tingling happenings are so extraordinary that they would be difficult to believe if they had not been captured on video. Getting dark, the man was passing past a cemetery when he heard some noises, and as he began filming, his camera captured a mysterious figure digging in the grave with its bare hands. Although the figure's face was not visible, the pure white complexion indicated that it was neither a human or a human-like creature. During the time that he was watching, he was unable to comprehend what he was seeing, and as a result, he chose to run as far as he could and to make the decision that he would never return. From the cover of the trees. After a long day of work, a hunter returned home to find a creepy crawler attempting to enter his property. However, he handled the situation quite nicely.
All right, whatever you are, you need to leave. It's our home.
Although he knew everything there was to know about animals, he was unable to determine what kind of creature was following him around. The glowing eyes and strange humanoid body caused him and every viewer to wonder if the hunter was being approached by a skinwalker. They required the hunter to leave immediately. Frightened for the farmer. One night, a farmer went into the woods to investigate the cause of the problems he was experiencing with his cattle. Once he was deep within the forest, he discovered that the culprit was not an animal, but rather a sinister being that was searching for some food. Just as the farmer's lights illuminated the sinister being's intimidating face, the farmer fled the scene, certain that he had seen a wendigo and that it was hunting his animals. Unsettling campfire. There are times when we tell scary stories around bonfires, and this group of friends did the same thing in order to have a good time. However, their laughter turned into pure terror when the terrifying tales came to life. First, they heard noises coming from behind the tree, and just as they were throwing light in the area, a ghostly figure with large dark eyes appeared. It was unlike anything they had ever seen before, and as a result of this encounter, their fun bonfire came to an abrupt end. Unexpected evening. This spooky thing happened to a man when he went to the streets to freshen up a bit, but instead had the scare of his lifetime. Instead, a creepy critter came out walking on all fours and had super pale skin at the moment. He did not care whether it was real or not. He just ran for his life as the best option. Imagine walking on a nice peaceful night and then a mysterious creature joins you on the way. This is a spooky thing that just happened to him. Ghostly appearance. When a group of ghost hunters entered a cemetery with the intention of filming some exciting videos, they could not have been more unprepared for what was about to take place. As they approached the center of the cemetery, a ghostly apparition appeared before them. Although its features were not visible, its presence was clear as it emerged from a grave, and it was enough to give the ghost hunters the scare of their lives. Walking around with ghosts. The boy received an unexpected greeting from the other side while he was visiting his family who were buried in the Universal Cemetery in Colombia. A tall, sinister creature moved behind the trees and then simply vanished. Its dark appearance, hunched back posture, and the eerie presence were all indications that it was not a person. Just as the man had run up to the tree, the creature had already fled from the scene, leaving the man with questions and figure of plots. A simple break from work turned into a night when a woman saw this in a cemetery. It was a figure that was inhuman and creepy, and it was digging up a grave by its own hands. It had a figure that was extremely thin and had a full black appearance. The true identity of this humanoid is unknown, and many people believe that it is still roaming around in the area. Before we go any further, please like this video and subscribe to our channel by clicking the bell button. This will allow you to continue enjoying our incredible material. Unidentified life form. Until these two friends came across an abandoned house, exploring a dense forest was all fun and games. However, to their surprise, the house was inhabited by an otherworldly creature. Their excitement turned to horror as the creature passed right beside them, and luckily, they even caught it on their camera. The creature's pale body caused them to wonder if they had come across a rake.
Holy what is that?
Graveyard that is eerie. A teenage boy and his family decided to visit a Civil War graveyard while on their vacation in Georgia, and they saw something totally unexpected. Camera panned across the area, a small, heightened, pale white creature running on the other side was captured. The family had seen this thing around before too. The CRI did first jumped into the tree and then simply vanished from the scene, leaving everyone with questions and fear. Hold on. Crossing of a road. While driving back from the office, a man saw a spine-chilling scene in the middle of the road. This mysterious woman was sitting right in the middle of the road, crawling on all fours, blocking his way. So he took out his camera with shaking hands and filmed her presence. Once he knew it was not going to give way, the man took an alternative route just to ensure his safety. Eyes that shine brightly. A nice camping night was sabotaged for this group of friends when a pair of glowing eyes kept following them around. Oh my God, what is that? That's it. Oh my God. All of the friends ran for their lives as soon as they found out that it was not some random animal. Its humanoid body meant it was an otherworldly creature. Whether it was something real or a person playing prank, it was enough to make any grown man scared for good.
Oh my goodness. That is,
Dude,
oh my gosh.
He's about to jump in the water. Are you serious?
Oh my gosh!
The ghost of the castle. A man was exploring an old castle in England when he felt the most spine-chilling experience of continuously being stared at by someone. He had filmed the ruins to capture the beauty of the building, and once he came home and viewed the footage, he found a mysterious creature with glowing eyes and an eerie structure that could clearly be seen in a window. It was clear that it was not a human, and this was the culprit who was making him uncomfortable in the area. He is a stalker. When she saw the video, she noticed that a mysterious man was standing in the window staring at her son. When she asked the officials about it, they told her that only security would have been there on that day, which meant that it was either a guard or she might have captured a ghostly appearance. The mother was extremely excited to film her son riding his bike, but she was not the only person watching him at the time. She did not notice anything strange at the time. The ghostly crib. In a miscarriage quite recently, but her child had not left her side just yet. Just days after the incident, the baby monitor captured this. The empty cloth started moving. And an unknown face suddenly appeared near the grip, as if there was a baby sleeping in there. Melissa was confused whether this was the spirit of her baby or some otherworldly entity mocking her for her loss. Unknown intruder and mystery. Homeowners finally made the decision to confront the intruder after hearing terrifying sounds coming from a room. When they opened their door, they were surprised to see that they were dealing with something other than a person. They saw an eerie figure that was almost crawling on the ground and maintaining direct eye contact with the lady. The figure had a creepy humanoid structure and a sinister presence. If I had been there, I would have left that house immediately. Man who is unknown. A group of paranormal investigators were coming back from a remote forest. When a mysterious thing caught their attention, they heard eerie sounds coming from the deep jungle. And as they stayed for a while to check it out, they found an unknown man. Sitting in the remote region, his peculiar looks were enough to understand that he was not a normal person. No one would sit like this in the dark, so who or what could it be? An expression of danger. What you see here is a German shepherd who, upon noticing anything strange in the vicinity, prepared himself to eliminate the threat, and his instincts proved to be correct. An weird thing with 2 legs was seen on the road, which caused the canine to go into high alert. When the other people saw the clip, they were also confused about what had happened in front of their house and whether or not they were safe in the area. Witch was climbing. Films that are terrifying always have a scenario in which the ghost climbs vertical walls, and it turns out that they were right about it. In fact, it actually occurred when a woman was seen climbing over a wall, and it caused every person who watched it to lose their breath. Despite the fact that this building was well known for being haunted by the locals, and that a great number of individuals assert that they have heard things coming from there, it is difficult to think that something like this could possibly take place. A ghost with a dark side saw a man exploring an old abandoned church when all of a sudden, a figure that appeared to be pale emerged from the corner. Just as the man went closer to check it out, it vanished from the scene. It is impossible for a human to vanish with such a high rate of speed, which makes me wonder whether or not it was a human. I need your assistance because I am unable to comprehend what I just witnessed. Trapped ghosts. This footage is from a building that was RN to be haunted by the ghost of a lady who inhabited the place years ago and lost her life over there. Even after years, her spirit mingles in the area and tries to lure people into. Join her on the other side. The person who filmed this video shared that he had seen her at the same place before, and after moving away from the scene, he felt severe discomfort. Cemetery that is said to be haunted. When a man went into the graveyard to meet the departed souls, he was actually greeted by one of them. His camera captured an unsettling figure that was hiding among the grapes. At first, it appeared to be a monkey, but its humanoid body and eerie movements suggested that it was something else. As our courageous videographer examined the lens, he was certain that he had captured an otherworldly creature that was hiding in the darkness. Incidents during the daytime. In contrast to the majority of encounters that take place during the night, this skinwalker chose to confront humans head-on during the day. A person had gone into the forest for his usual hike, but this time he encountered an unusual being. It was some kind of skinwalker who was defending his territory from the man. Many viewers suggested that the video was a hoax, and some people named it Gollum due to its resemblance to the character from the movie and the book. Ghost of the 90th Century. People noticed someone sitting in the trees dressed in all white clothes, and when they zoomed in on her, the sinister features became more visible. They were certain that the entity sitting in the woods was not normal, and they speculated that it was the ghost of the girl who had lost her life in this area. The scene was filmed in the woods for the purpose of creating an unsettling scene. Hotel that is said to be haunted. The security team of this hotel started hearing sinister screams coming from a room.
What's going on, John?
The mysterious part was that no one had checked in there even after a man stood right outside the room. The paranormal activity did not stop the screaming coming from that room, and
The screaming coming from that room. And I hear it too. But we're sure that no one's checked into that room, correct?
but that all of the furniture has been turned upside down, and hold on, it says the carpet's been ripped up and the shower is on, but nobody's in there, man. That's scary. This scene sent chills to the entire team. During the course of several years, this hotel was rumored to be haunted, and numerous guests who stayed there reported having experiences with sightings. I look forward to seeing you in the upcoming content. Thank you for viewing. Apparition with deformity. Following the old saying that nothing good happens after 10:00 p.m., two friends made the decision to venture into the forest to enjoy some beer while documenting their experience with a night vision camera. However, their peaceful outing took a terrifying turn when an inexplicable figure suddenly appeared, causing them to react with immediate alarm. Driven by curiosity, they approached the figure and utilized the firecrackers they had intended to ignite later. The figure, characterized by its large, flexible arms, moved slowly until it abruptly halted and emitted a high-pitched. In response, the friends threw the firecracker in its direction before hastily fleeing the scene, capturing bird prey for sustenance. If this creature was indeed a gorilla, it must have been extremely desperate for food to resort to such behavior. In a video recorded in March 2016, a man witnessed a large, furry animal perched on top of a pole. This animal, resembling a gorilla, was attempting to catch seagulls in flight. Once it successfully caught one, it violently struck the seagull against the pole using brute force before consuming it shortly after. Due to its ability to effortlessly climb tall and narrow poles, many speculated that it could be a gorilla. However, it appears more likely that this animal was simply very hungry. Kindly click on the subscribe button and activate the notification bell if you want to see our video content. Vertically extended, covered with fur, and possessing human-like features. Bigfoot is a large, hairy creature that becomes more larger and hairier as it grows. This fact is particularly worrisome because to multiple accounts of a towering, human-like figure covered in fur, spotted in a forested region close to Winnipeg. Experts in the field of wildlife hired a former case specialist to investigate. After a long period of tracking and almost giving up, the elusive creature suddenly appeared, silently passing by a tree. The tracker tried to approach for a closer look, but his dog's refusal to join in the pursuit created a confusing moment, ultimately helping the mysterious being to escape. Fortunately, a camera attached to the dog's harness demonic animal. Quick bear. Either this is a severely injured and rapidly moving bear, or it is a demon in the form of an animal. While monitoring bear activity in a forest in Louisiana in September 2015, an unidentified creature suddenly appeared on a trail camera placed in the middle of a dense tree line. The creature seemed to be anxiously scanning its surroundings, possibly in search of its next prey. Its distinctive pointed ears and terrifying facial features left observers perplexed as to its true identity. Despite multiple efforts to locate and consult wildlife experts, no one has been able to determine the species or age of this enigmatic bear or animal. Young Bigfoot. Bigfoot has been present since the emergence of the Bigfoot myth. This is potentially a revolutionary discovery. The footage captured in December 2021 could perhaps be the first documented evidence of a young Bigfoot. I believe his footprint is in the opposite direction, as captured by a trail camera that was initially installed to observe animal behavior. The creature in question resembles a monkey and was found in Washington State Forest, perched high in a tree. Although smaller in size, this discovery shocked the local community when the video went viral on social media. Speculation about the mysterious figure being a young Bigfoot with unusual skin has since spread widely. The driver encountered a creature known as a skinwalker. Initially, the driver mistook it for a lost, skinny person. However, upon closer observation, it became clear that the creature was not human. Despite its non-human appearance, the creature communicated through sign language and had a body structure similar to that of a human, which left the driver both confused and terrified. The subject of discussion is the rake. Observing such a sight undoubtedly evokes a sense of familiarity reminiscent of Gollum from The Lord of the Rings. In 2021, an unidentified individual from a region in Northern Europe shared a video on social media. The footage captures a creature, resembling a crawling entity, traversing through a wooded area. The video was recorded from two distinct camera angles. The first one had limited visibility, but the second one was clearly observed from a short distance as it passed by. Since the origin of the film is unknown, we can never definitively determine the true nature of this occurrence. Werewolf in a creepy setting. During a full moon, a suburban couple in Virginia encountered an unusual sequence of events. Their nightly routine was repeatedly disrupted by the sound of their trash being rummaged through, leading them to suspect raccoons were to blame. To investigate further, they installed a trail camera, initially assuming it would capture images of a bear or similar creature. However, upon reviewing the footage, they were astonished to discover a massive wolf-like creature. The man of the house, skeptical of the footage, decided to personally investigate. To his disbelief, he encountered the same creature the following day, which even began to chase him. It may be prudent to determine the most appropriate course of action in this situation. Undead jester. Move the dead jester to a different location. If you find clowns to be frightening, try to imagine coming across one that has been transformed into a zombie and is silently seething with anger. This description is in response to a series of strange incidents that have been reported in a remote area of a forest in Ontario, Canada. A group of investigators specializing in paranormal phenomena decided to investigate these reports. After spending several hours exploring the area, they came across a horrifying zombified creature that was following them from a distance. When one of the investigators caught sight of this unsettling figure, it quickly retreated and disappeared behind a tree, blending into the darkness of the woods. Skeletal trespasser. With luminous eyes, it is possible that this individual is either an escaped prisoner or a classic example of a person who is possessed. A cohort of youthful campers made the decision to spend the night in the woodland of Coconina National Forest, Arizona. While in the midst of their camping expedition, they encountered an individual who appeared to be distressed, seated alongside a petite stream. Upon illuminating the area with a light source, the man turned towards them and fixed his gaze upon their presence. Notably, his shaved cranium and emaciated physique resembled that of a Halloween skeleton. Which, under the influence of a supernatural... This clip was recorded by an explorer who was lost in a forest in New Zealand in June 2021. The explorer chose to stay in one place for the night until he heard a disturbing cry-like sound nearby. Thinking it might be someone else in need of help, he decided to investigate. To his surprise, the sound came from something that did not resemble any known human. Within seconds of the encounter, the terrified explorer made the decision to run for his life. After several minutes of running, the explorer found shelter under a tree bark and decided to stay there without moving. Somebody who lives a life close to that of Tarzan in reality. Tarzan merely resembling something does not guarantee its actual nature. In Minnesota, a construction worker on a break noticed an extraordinarily tall individual who displayed a keen interest in the contemporary construction nearby. This man was almost entirely unclothed, wearing only a dark garment, and stood twice as tall as an average person. As one of the construction workers rode past on his bicycle, he observed this spectacle. The enigmatic figure, bearing a striking resemblance to a modern-day Tarzan, rapidly disappeared from sight. However, due to the footage being caught from a distance, the true identity of this tall individual remained undetermined. Encrypted tree. Resembling a deceitful primate, unless observed from a closer proximity, a woman and her young son were spending time in their cabin near the woods on the outskirts of Rio Jaro. They noticed a long limb sticking out from a tree, which caused their dogs to bark loudly. Concerned for their safety, they investigated further and saw a figure that resembled the legendary cryptid known as the Pomaro. This notorious creature is often described as a small, hairy humanoid that lives in the woods. An extraterrestrial being materializing. While practicing his singing and recording, the man noticed a dark figure investigating the origin of the sound. The figure had a human-like shape with a dark gray hue and was standing not too far from the recorder. The man speculated that his vocal sounds might have caught the attention of this mysterious being, which seemed to be searching for the source of the sound. When the man stopped singing, the alien appeared confused but continued to look around. Some people believe that the alien was tracking the man, while others suggest it may have been interested in the deer that coincidentally crossed their path at the same time. This strange encounter was shared by a Reddit user, Unusual Wall Form, uploaded a video showcasing two individuals who were investigating a hidden subterranean cave network located beneath the trees in Jordan's Dibben Forest Reserve. Their inquisitiveness led them to displace the rocks, uncovering a mysterious being on the other side, its appearance concealed by a brown covering. In response, the two men began reciting religious verses as a means of spiritual safeguarding against this potentially paranormal entity. It is widely speculated among the local community that the entity could be either a ghost or a jinn. Witch on a rooftop. The individual on the rooftop may have been an extreme introvert who strongly identified with their solitary lifestyle and did not welcome any form of interruption. A videographer from Mumbai captured footage of a mysterious woman, possibly a witch, standing on a rooftop in complete darkness. Residents and passers-by were intrigued and attempted to approach her, but fear of the unknown prevented them from getting too close. With the aid of ladders, they were able to reach the rooftop, but wisely chose not to risk their lives. The unidentified witch vanished just before sunrise, leaving many puzzled. Being extraterrestrial. If you see an extraterrestrial being peering through your window, be aware that your likelihood of being abducted is increased. A security camera installed in a house in Washington state began recording when its motion sensor was activated, capturing the image of a large face peering curiously through a kitchen window. Another similar sighting was reported in the vicinity, although in this instance the alien appeared to be much smaller, possibly resembling a toddler. It is plausible to consider the possibility that some aliens may have become stranded or exiled on Earth and are seeking to coexist peacefully with humans. Thank you for viewing our stuff. I hope you find it enjoyable.